So we have a psychotic girl brutally stabbing someone, and the someone was reincarnated as a baby goblin. His first meal was a worm. As he grew older, he teamed up with Gobkichi, the strongest amongst his batch, to hunt for food. He didn't forget to assert his dominance over him. Goburou inherited his absorption skill from his past life, which allows him to learn skills of things he consumed. Gobni was fascinated by them and wanted to join their squad, to which he accepted. They hunt by having Gobni in the rear, Gokichi in the front, and Goburou fighting mid-range. One night, some starving goblins wanted to jump Goburou but got jumped by him instead. The protected Gobni almost ended one. The next day, after they hunted for themselves, they also brought back food for others. This further expanded his influence in the community. When he woke up the next morning, him and Gobkichi has evolved into a hobgoblin. They decided to have a little spar. Goburou was still the alpha. They came across a pack of wolves hunting in the area. They were eager to test out their strength, and they accidentally obliterated them all. Goburou does his usual snacking while the other two celebrate. They brought back all the wolves for the tribe, and this made him the de facto leader of them. The next day, Gobni has also matured. So the parents of their generation is back from their raid and brought home some promising haul. Goburou wasn't a fan of using human females as breeding slaves. Both sides got into an altercation and decides to do a 1v1. Goburou officially became the leader. He took care of the girls in exchange for human knowledge. He abolished their seniority system and started a meritocratic system. That night, some horny goblins were craving human kitties. Goburou has them subdued immediately and refused to tolerate such absurdity. He had everyone woken up and gathered outside as he does a public execution for those who broke the laws of their community. The scared redhead found security in Goburou's bed, and they spend the night together. He woke up to his sore arms and an extra girl in his bed. He left training the goblins to their respective captains while he heads out to experiment his magic and explore deeper into the forest. Accidentally came across the master of the northern woods, the Red Bear, chanted for his demise magic, and the fight begins. He won, but he barely survived himself. He consumed the bear and collapsed. When he woke up again, he has evolved into an ogre. He returned to the village only to be called. So one morning, Gobi came running to Goburou with an injured carbuncle in her arms. She was hunted by humans because she's an admin for a late legendary mage's treasury. Her core was damaged and she doesn't have long to live. She requested Goburou for assistance, to which he accepted. In the treasury, the humans, upon seeing Goburou, threw him a sneak attack. He tried reasoning with them, but they were blinded by greed. He finally ran out of patience after they dropped a lightning bolt on his face. We won't elaborate what happened, but he learned many new skills afterwards. He consumed their equipments and recreated his own. They were rewarded with all the treasures there, and Carbuncle, after expressing her thanks, left with a smile. They emptied the treasury and Goburou gave the mage a cremation. He was rewarded with a legendary gauntlet that replaced his missing hand. After he appraised and distributed the weapons to himself and some other goblins, he went exploring the next day and came across a dryad this time. They supposedly prey on men and feed on them until they dried up. That was not the case for Goburou. He unleashed the libido skill he got from an orc. He got on top of her. She was a fan of rough play. They clapped for 5 hours. He fed her full and survived. The cherry popping made him a man, but for some odd reason, all the girls in the hideout were disgruntled with him. They even tried to poison him. Spoke to the mature one of the group, and apparently Dryad left him some hickeys. Alchemist girl didn't mind. She wanted to plant some hickeys herself. Gobni was like, no way. She wanted a threesome. The threesome then escalated into something troublesome. Basically, he clapped them all.